Bros. You obviously saw that.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Did you actually watch it?
No, but someone we know, comic, who I'm not going to name anything past that, but posted.
He was in Bros?
Like 2 weeks ago, posted just an Instagram story, and it's like, hey, I didn't know it was a girl, and it's like, I didn't know I had a private theater right beside my house. This is awesome. Like, as a joke, because they were alone in the theater.
Okay.
And then I just didn't think anything of it. And then I think the next day I watched the next story, and she was watching Bros.
No way.
So she was alone in the theater.
Not a single person.
Only person in the theater.
Well, listen. This is what I'll say about Bros. Because, yes, I'm not going to watch the fucking Bros. The trailer.
Should we watch it?
No. Have you seen the trailer? It's like... Okay, you know what? I
actually have some real theories about this.
Yeah, okay. So me too. I've been actually I do have some theories about this also.
Interesting. We'll see if they're...
So basically, Bros, and this is what... there's like the whole thing, the trailer was like, this is a movie not for you. Like, the trailer was one step away from like
totally.
like kicking you. You know what I mean? And it was like,
how do you feel about movies, you homophobe?
Finally a movie not for straight people. What do you think? And then it did bad. And then Billy Eichner, who I think he's made some funny on the street stuff.
Agreed.
So everyone who isn't a homophobic weirdo should go see Bros tonight. You will have a blast. And it is a special, uniquely powerful story for a big screen, especially for queer folks who don't get this opportunity that often. I love this movie so much. Go Bros. So... Listen, I know you got to sell tickets, and I know that you got to try to get on some wave or whatever, right? But there's a bunch of stuff, but I'll just say my overarching thesis, and then we'll start from there.
Yes.
We are getting in deep in Bros.
Yeah.
As
we should.
My overarching...
We're a bunch of bros.
We're just a couple bros,
Couple bros
right?
talking about bros. Bros on bros.
Exactly,
This is
right?
Bros on bros.
Probably the most part is that Hollywood is like 4 years behind cultural trends always, right? Like they started making this movie 3 years ago, right?
Of course.
And then they can't decide whether being gay is actually super normal and there's nothing big deal about it, or it's this crazy edgy thing that like no one is.
Right.
And so they toggle back and forth between being like, because if it's a normal thing, they would just be like, everyone should go see this movie, but they have to be like, this is like, finally someone's making a gay movie, and you're like, they made 4,000 gay movies this year.
You're like, are you missing? You think there's like not gay representation on television?
Yeah,
right.
Now? Like Superman's was gay.
Everything, yeah. Velma, is now gay.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
There's like 1 in 30 people are gay. Like in Hollywood, it's like way higher probably now.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like the most represented
20%
group,
of the whole population right now.
Exactly. So it's the most represented group. So it's just become like. They've won their battle where it's completely normal, but Hollywood was like, yo, we used to be able to get some heat by being like, we're on the LGBTQ thing. Now they can no longer get that heat because everyone's like, yeah, it's a gay movie. So they have to like go extra hard and be like, it's the gayest movie of all time. At the time when they told everyone representation is the most important thing in the world, people want to watch movies with them. Anyway, here's these movie with these 9 guys having an orgy. And you're like, okay, well, I probably won't watch that. And then also it's the same thing as She-Hulk where you go, guys have to watch this with their like girlfriend or wife or whatever. Like
yeah, not like a bunch of boys being like, movie night.
Yeah, right.
Let's grab some beers.
So they're going for a very specific demographic, the demographic that's like watching the movie almost like to stick it to white men.
Yeah,
and then
which is mostly women.
And my last point was also, just from a movie making standpoint, like if I was even like involved in this.
I don't think the name was a good name.
Bad name, yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be called Bros. It could be the same movie, not called Bros.
I agree.
And it like you would have
Right,
honestly, Bros was like a poor choice of name.
Yeah. And then, well, anyways, my last thing was, because if you have like the super gay movie and like obviously you're trying to be in that LGBTQ space and you're trying to be kind of like soft and, you know what I mean, feminine and stuff like that. Yeah. I think he should have paired up with like the South Park. Like find a director like Judd Apatow. It's like you go the softest topic, the softest energy, 4 girls. Then we're gonna get the softest. There was like too many things that were just like it was too much. Like Judd Apatow already. He was always like pairing with edgy guys and sort of making soft movies. That was his sort of niche. It's like that works a lot better when the original thing wasn't so soft.
Of course,
also.
yeah, you need like some sort of contrast between the two things. Not
exactly.
Just like,
everything can't be everything, right?
No.
So anyways, those are my kind of original things. You tell me yours.
So, I mean, okay. So obviously there's a few things at play. One being there's kind of obvious. I don't think he tweeted, but he at some point came out and he goes, if you voted for Donald Trump, even if you're LGBT, if you're a conservative, don't see this movie.
Don't come see mine. That's what he thought. The numbers were going to be a little higher.
Yeah, that's what he thought. He goes, yeah, but 81 million people voted for Joe Biden. So if like,
you know what that is, Danny?
if most of them come see the movie, we're good.
You know what that is? That's the guy at the beginning of the night at the bar being like, I'm going to fuck that.
Yeah. Totally.
I'm only here for tens, boys.
Yeah, he pulls out the strip of condoms. He goes, gonna be using all these tonight. And then at the end of the night, he's just like going home. He's like,
that's exactly what that tweet was. That's the.
But he's straight up. He goes, half the country don't go see this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, that's not a great start, Billy. Yeah. But I have actually a different theory. This is more of a
science. Oh, you got a theory. All right.
More of a scientific.
If this involves your fucking guy again.
No, it has nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him. So, do you remember? I brought it up in our group chat. So, do you remember? There's the article. There's an article, a psychology article from 2017 that said that they were showing pictures to people and like that the physiological response of straight men to gay men kissing was the same as them seeing photos of maggots. Do you remember that? There's an actual
Yeah, I remember them.
It's It's like Psychology Today,
but it's just that. I mean,
but I'm saying you're like.
But all that study says is that like. You're kind of like, it's grossed out as one part of your brain.
One part of your brain. I'm not saying like obviously this is specific.
I'm sure it's the same part if you see like a disgusting people have sex.
Of course. But I'm just saying that like if that is in fact true, which they're saying this was like a peer reviewed.
They went too hard on it.
They just maybe went too hard, and then just like straight guys see that and they're just like, yeah, I don't know if that is in fact true. Which again, this was like a peer reviewed thing in some actual journal.
Homophobia, yeah.
I guess they would consider it homophobia, but like. And yes, maybe it is homophobia. I'm just saying that could be a contributing factor. So you're now like half the people, and then you're just like chopping up this pie to the point where you're really just left with like a small sliver.
Well, who's it for though? Because like when they show titties, like you know what I mean. You're like. Obviously, low key, it's for the like dudes. They'll see a titty and be like, nice,
but but the thing is, like, there's no stuff.
No
like,
women are
disgusted,
turned on by two gay dudes having sex.
No, but they're not turned off, and they
are. I know lots of girls,
but like,
I don't think that's
not
hot.
That physiological.
You think your chick would be like, that would be hot to me to see you make
out
with a guy?
Hot, but not a physiological response.
If your girlfriend like saw you banging a dude, I think she would be like grossed out by that.
Yeah, obviously banging a dude.
If she has eyes.
If she has, I would too if I had a fucking mirror, but. It's more just like I don't think there's a physiological response the same as like based on this study. So, anyways, that's just a theory.
No, I'm sure that's like a part of it. I mean, that's a part of why, and it's also marketed like that, like the orgy and the thing.
Exactly,
that's what I'm saying. Prostate and all that. It was like a graphic film, like they
tried to make what's like with the chicks. That was like the funny movie with with the wedding, whatever. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
Bridesmaids.
They
took that formula and they go, we're going to do bridesmaids
for gay guys. Yeah, sure.
And you go, I don't know if it really like there's like the.
Well, I didn't see the movie, so we're only talking about like the promos with the box office.
Yeah.
So I just think that, so I think there's something to be said about what you were saying. And my theory is that like Hollywood needs to decide whether they can't keep flip-flopping their marketing strategy of being like the first time this has ever been done and no one wants this, but we're making it.
Yeah, no one wants this thing.
But because that's what they're saying, like nobody wants us to make this gay movie, and you guys are probably not going to see it, like because you're
and you go, well, are you right?
Yeah, it's like either they're lying or they don't believe it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's like a hypocrisy in their own strategy.
And if you truly thought that nobody wants to see this movie, why are you making it?
Exactly.
Like other than a fuck you.
Well, because they don't believe that. What they actually think is they're like, hey, if we pretend that like this movie's like fighting against some power, obviously, that it's going to help us, right? But the truth is that power that's fighting against is like the mainstream thought.
Yeah. And
so
again,
it doesn't get any juice.
There's no lack of representation for gay people right now. So
no. And honestly,
grossly overrepresented.
A million people have pointed this out, but there was like, Brokeback Mountain was huge. There was gay movies that were huge. Like, it always makes me laugh.
But the gay stuff wasn't in the trailer.
It just makes me laugh, of course. But also it's like, that just makes me like the idea that they talk about this gay stuff. We know a million comedians just went on tour with JJ. It's like Tim Dillon's one of the biggest comedians in the world. Like you would never hear like that kind of marketing of being like, you imagine being like, oh, you don't like Tim Dillon, you're a homophobe. It's
course.
like, you don't. No one gives like. It's obvious that they're making up something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Brokeback Mountain, you know how many people probably went and saw the trailer and they go like, yeah, it's just a bunch of dudes and their horses. I like that. And they go
And
say
they let the
go,
controversy
"What?"
speak for themselves. I bet Brokeback Mountain sort of slid it in there being like, you know
And
what
it
I
was
mean?
getting all these amazing reviews, and that was, and also that
Oh, there was
a good
also, I
time.
guess, there
and
was
again, that
maybe
was like
people thought the movie-
two huge movies.
That actually
stars.
was a first at the time.
Yeah.
So it's actually, that was probably the majority of, it started out with straight people had a good run. Like, and also it was just like, I think it's just crazy to try to be like, there's some, first here and then say this stuff that like you hear every day, all day in every media publication.
Of course. I just can't tell it. Like, how can you be so?
It's a crowded
guess
market. That's the best way to describe it.
For sure.
The like, because there's a certain percentage of people that will like watch movies for like activist reasons. There's a certain percentage of probably gay dudes that'll watch that because they actually think it'll be like a good movie. And there's certain people that maybe would like it, but they won't watch it because they think that it's like it was so marketed not towards them, right?
Yeah.
But at
And
the end of
movies
the
aren't
day,
even doing well in general.
there's that percentage isn't that great. And the market is so crowded for people trying to be like, hey, we're like representation.
Absolutely.
Like,
and it's probably hard for them. Like, I saw their ads on taxi cabs, and I'm like, I don't know if like a taxi cab driving around like Harlem or fucking the Bronx is like your demo for bros. Like,
Yeah, they couldn't decide whether they did need to show it to certain people. It almost seems like someone that like wanted their movie to fail, so then they could be like, of course.
yeah. Well, I don't know what kind of, that's a weird ass win. You go,
No, it's
yeah,
not.
we
It's
lost
not
$20
that.
million, but
Made our point.
we're the good guys here.
Yeah.
We're the good bros.
So I don't think that. Yeah, I think that's people that live in Hollywood. That in their mind, the rest of the world is like legitimately like such. Everyone hates.
I just
gays
don't get
so
it because like,
much.
is Hollywood like not doing that thing that they used to do where if you did bad, they fired you?
Not anymore. No, Judd Apatow's got enough
I guess.
goodwill.
Yeah,
cooking.
he's got unlimited goodwill.
Yeah, he's can probably make 7 more. But they also, every day you turn on the thing and they go, a new person's gay. Like they just did one. They said they're making the Wizard of Oz and they're adding some gay
I
characters.
thought they were all gay.
Yeah, the Lion definitely.
Lion's definitely gay.
Who do you think is gay? The Lion?
All of them.
It was sort of making me laugh, the idea that the other characters are gay. Like like when they make the wrong ones gay, like they're making like the wizard who's a fraud gay. You know what I mean? Like the wizard comes out and he goes, "I'm a fraud. Also, I'm gay." Like
I'm gay. It's like doesn't even non sequitur. Not even talking about that.
I mean, you know what I mean? Instead of making like some of the sweet characters gay, you make like the witch a lesbo. You know what I mean? You make them
Yeah.
You make the cranky witch
That
a
actually-
lesbian. Because that's actually, the cranky witch, instead of on her broomstick, she's throwing a softball. She's working in a glove. You know what I mean?
This is gonna be like
She's got her softball outfit when
yeah.
on her broomstick.
all the flying monkeys are just gonna be white guys.
Yeah.
Flying white guys.
Flying white men. Yeah, but
Full size too, because they obviously can't be like little people.
they
'cause
can't
that's,
be little
that's
people.
not
Yeah,
cool.
just flying. All the bad guys just flying
6
white.
foot white men.
Just a
the
flying-
wizard's gonna be a Jew.
Flying Brock Turners.
Yeah, totally. The Wizard of Oz is gonna be a Jew.
It was making me laugh, the idea of the person that they introducing all these like gay characters, but only making it like ones they wouldn't want. What'd you want? You made 3 characters. Well, you're trying to beg and choose?
Yeah, was not enough?
Beggars and choosers over here.